caramel-colored Shitzu. From Peru, a silly looks and rambunctious attitude too. There are dogs, there are puppies, and canine.
As Hacheeto drifts to sleep, he begins to dream. And oh boy, does he dream. He began to hop, then run, then leap into the air. And much to his surprise, he began to fly. But he was dreaming, of course. He dreamed that he floated up into the clouds and even ascended into space. In his dream, he thought, how can this be with only wings? And at that moment, while he was wondering how, a rocket ship appeared. And he leaped upon the rocket, saying to himself, now I can go to the moon. But how will one breathe on the moon? He thought. As I have been told, there is no air or atmosphere there. What shall I do? As he thought. Immediately he noticed that a space helmet appeared, and shaped like a bubble, that was now around his muzzle and ears. Pleasantly relieved, Hacheeto blinked and smiled, with surprise, amusement, and because of his satisfaction, he then barked, thinking to the moon and back. Perhaps I'll be the first space pup on the moon. But as he pondered and relished the adventure, just then his stomach then growled with hunger. I am famished, and what shall I do? Yes. He thought maybe the moon is made of cheese.
Wow!
Just then, Hacheeto said to himself, I must be getting really close because it really smells cheesy now. Then at that moment, suddenly, a large boom rang, followed by a clang, clang, clang. What's that? Could it be my rocket? He was awakened from his dream, only to discover that his master was cooking his favorite meal, macaroni and cheese, and that he had been startled by the sound of the dropping of a baking pan. Hacheeto was startled at first, but then began to calmly relax. Oh, aha, it was just a dream, and Mama is cooking and it's my favorite. If I don't beg and if I show them my sad puppy eyes, why, I'm sure they will give me some leftovers. So he sat up from his bed and waited until the family sat at the table, staring at the family now, for some time had passed, and now everyone was gathered at the table. Hacheeto got up from his basket bed and positioned himself in the center of the room as he sat looking at the family as they all ate. He began to get concerned. Maybe they will forget and eat everything up, and there will be no leftovers. What will I eat? Just plain dog food. So he let out a long sigh that sounded like ooh-wah-wee-wah-hurl, which is a puppy whine. And in his thoughts, he said and looked at his family. What about poor me? Hacheeto began to feel sad and sorry for himself. Self-pity, that is. And the family continued and serving the portions of the food for evening supper and catching up with another at the dinner table. And no one was paying any mind to Hacheeto the space pup, and they, the family, continued talking louder, even joyfully laughing. Hacheeto became even more distraught. He thought to himself, don't they care about me too? But the family continued, almost as if Hacheeto was not present in the kitchen. Hacheeto began howling louder, making a fuss, just like a wolf that howls at a full moon, with howls and frequent sighing in front of the family dinner table. He was making quite a show. All because he wanted to make it very clear to everyone, I want some of the table food now too. I am very hungry, and I can smell the macaroni or cheese. Give me some now, without thinking, please. Hacheeto became even the more boisterous and even angry. Why they have forgotten about me! Just then, a loud thundering word. Patience interrupted Hacheeto's display of scattered puppy emotions. Once again, say, Papa, patience, Hacheeto, patience. Then Mama spoke, and she said, We didn't forget you, Hacheeto, but you were sleeping, and now you must wait your turn. Hacheeto didn't understand much of the family's human language, but one word that he did remembered the word that both Papa and Mama repeated again and again. Patience, patience. Mama, smiling warmly, said to the little pup, We didn't forget you, but you were sleeping. Now you must wait your turn. Hacheeto tilted his head and was confused as he thought, Patience? With a puzzled expression on his face. Hacheeto began hearing and remembering that single word. Patience. But maybe there will be nothing left for me. But then he remembered. Why, they have never forgotten me before. Why am I so worried now? I just need to trust. After all, they, that is Hacheeto's family, seem to trust the one that they call Heavenly Father. As he continued pondering, why am I so worried today? The family had just finished praying, and all were smiling warmly at one another, ready to enjoy Mama's cooking. And shortly afterward, Mama gently placed a small plate of food down on the floor in front of Hacheeto. It was filled with mac and cheese. Hacheeto's eyes widen in joy, his ears perked up, and his tail starts wagging. Hacheeto says, They didn't forget me. For a moment, he felt embarrassed for the way he had been behaving. Trust rewarded. Papa then said, Oh, puppy joy, my favorite mac and cheese. Hacheeto smiled. Hacheeto was so joyful for this moment. He thought my family really cares about me. Ha! Patience. I now know that words patience means to trust and behave. I am so happy. As tail began to wag back and forth so fast with excitement, it was almost like a propeller. Why, I feel so good. I could to fly again to the moon. His emotion was interrupted by his tiny belly that growled with anticipation to eat Mama's cooking. But I think I will eat first before my next adventure. He then looked at his plate, and then looked around, and then his snout pointed up to the ceiling, almost as if he too sent a message. Then Hacheeto, looking up, said, Woof, woof, with a puppy smile, almost as if he was saying thank you too. In another moment, a glowing thought of hope softly entered into his little mind. The word trust. Hacheeto began remembering how his family always gives thanks to God before they begin eating. The family was bowed in prayer at the table, hands clasped, showing gratitude to God, before they began to eat the evening meal.
If you truly enjoyed this moment and would like to know more about Hacheeto or learn more about his adventures, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel or subscribe to the exclusive Hacheeto Club newsletter at our website, www.hacheeto.com, or for more information write to us at info@hacheeto.com.